Guys, what is going on? Joe from TRD Offroad. This is a super exciting video for me, my wife, as you've seen in the thumbnail. Got herself a nice brand new Toyota 4Runner TRD Offroad Premium. And we'll do a quick walk around. I'll tell you what extra features this came with above and beyond TRD Offroad Premium package. What our plans are for it and why we got it. And yeah, so let's get to it. So quick walk around here. You can see this is the magnetic gray metallic color. It's pretty much all blacked out. There's almost nothing non-black or gray on the truck. The lower bumper insert is silver, same as in the rear. The only chrome on the whole truck is this little strip right here, which we're going to actually, they make little covers for that. But the Toyota emblems are all blacked out. Badging on the side, as you saw. Tailgate 2 is blacked out. We'll show you that here in a minute. Then this came with the TRD Pro wheels. Only thing I wish Toyota did, if you order a 4Runner and you order it with the TRD Pro wheel package, like a $2,200 upgrade for this wheel package. I wish they gave you the all-terrain tires that they give you on the Pro, which is the Nitto Terra Grapplers. They would at least look good, and they're a little more functional off-road than these Bridgestone Duelers. These are just ugly tires. I don't care how long they last. They're absolutely hideous. They don't go with the theme of the truck. So we're going to be getting rid of those for some BFGs, some KO2s, or some Falcon Wild Peaks I had on the Jeep. Those are really good tires as well, and they're a little bit lighter than the BFGs. It comes with the crossbars for the roof rack. I have them off right now just because it makes it easier to wash the truck. My wife will just run it through the car wash sometimes, and you know how those car washes are. If you have something in the way, it's going to leave a mist, so this way you can get the whole roof clean. And two, even if I'm washing it at home with the scrub brush up there, I don't gotta, climb up there and get my hands under the crossbars. If you're not using them, keep them off. Makes it easier to wash. Then you can see the blackout badging in the back. Backup camera, which every vehicle on Earth has now. It's got the tow package on it. It can tow 5,000 pounds. Got LED taillights, got LED headlights, LED projector headlights, I should say. And it's got LED fog lights. Still got your nice actual gas cap. Look at that. A lot of vehicles don't have a gas cap anymore. So it's got the rock rails, the Toyota rock rails. We're probably going to be ditching those for an aftermarket set that stick out and you can use as a step. My wife's short. I'm not that tall either, but I can get in and out no problem. But she's a little shorter than me, so she needs a little bit of a step. And for my little guy who's 6 years old to climb in and out, so he's not stepping on the plastics and stuff. But show also out here, you can see it's got turn signal, LED turn signals in the mirrors. It's got blind spot monitoring. That's kind of part of Toyota Safety Sense. Toyota gives you that on every vehicle. The blind spot monitoring you get on this 4Runner, I should say. And you got the radar cruise control. So if you set your cruise control to 55, 60, car in front of you slows down. You don't got to touch the brake, reset the cruise control. After you pass the guy, it'll just slow down and track the car in front of you until you either get out from behind him and move into another lane, or he moves over or speeds up. Then it'll pick back up to your set speed. So the truck is great. We had a Chevy Traverse before this. My wife is not like me. She doesn't go through vehicles the way I do on a quick rotation. She keeps things for a long time. She likes to pay things off. She had a Chevy Traverse before this, and she liked it because it was a lot of room. It was a very roomy truck. Had 3 rows of seats where they were actually usable. You can use the 3rd row on it. It was very spacious inside. It was one thing I had to give it to that truck, and it got pretty good gas mileage, 25, 26 miles to the gallon. If you were on the highway cruising on a road trip, you can get pretty decent mileage. Other than that, that's where the goods stopped in that thing. It's at about 3 inches off the floor. You couldn't go over, a small curb, let alone do any off-roading with it. It was front-wheel drive. It was basically soccer mom, stereotypical type of vehicle, and it had 0 off-road capability. It didn't drive like a truck, drove like a car, and that was something I hated about it. It was like sitting on the floor. This drives like a truck, and that was what sold my wife on it. So, give you a quick story. I've been not fighting, but trying to persuade her to buy a 4Runner. Probably is since we've been together, or at least since we've got married, and we've been married for 16 years. So she has been resistant because she likes to have she wanted to have a vehicle. Up until now, we had 3 kids we were taking around with us. My oldest son is 22, so he's, needless to say, never with us. Just the 2 younger ones now. So we're at a position now where there's only 4 of us regularly in the vehicle. And so we don't need a big truck interior-wise. This fits the 4 of us perfect. But she liked to have, before the Traverse, she had a minivan, which she didn't really like, but it worked out. It was convenient, especially when the kids were babies and getting car seats in and out. She had that for 6-7 years. Then she had the Traverse. She had the Traverse about 4.5 years, more than 4.5 years. January would have been 5 years with the Traverse. So I've been trying to lately pressure her, like, hey, let's get rid of the Traverse. Let's get into a 4Runner. Sometimes we can keep forever. It'll last, pay it off, and not have to worry about it breaking down, having big repair bills. Something you don't got to stress out about driving after warranty's up. And, you know, the Traverse had about 60,000 miles on it. And while nothing was really breaking down on it, it was creaking and squeaking and making all kinds of noises going down the road. So I said, let's get rid of this thing now. She was thinking about the new Sequoia, because it's full size, it's big. She likes big. And but the price of them is just not something we wanted to spend. The sticker on this was slightly over $49,000, but it does more than any midsize SUV is going to do. You can take it off-road, not just down a dirt road. I mean, you can do some off-roading in these, as any of you who know anything about Toyota 4Runners know. They're very good off-road vehicles. Definitely within the top 5 vehicles for off-roading. And it's got a manual transfer case still. It's got a lot of off-road goodies, rear locker. And we'll show you all that in a little bit. So we like to live that, you know, outdoorsy off-road lifestyle. Not as much as some of you. We're amateur hour compared to some of you hardcore overland guys out there. But we would like to get into a little bit of that stuff. And this is the perfect platform. We really enjoyed on our Moab trip we did in the Jeep Gladiator, and did a bunch of trails there with that. Had a great time. And with not having that and having the full-size pickup truck, which suits our needs for towing the toys and hauling the quads and stuff like that, it's not conducive to, you know, off-roading with the vehicle or doing road trips of that sort. This, now we can do that again. We're going to put some better tires on here, maybe like a 1-inch lift. Just do like some Fox 2.0 coilovers and Fox 2.0 shocks in the back, and put some nicer all-terrain tires on here, and just enjoy it. You know, take it on some road trips to Moab, go up to Sedona. We live in Arizona, as some of you may know, and we're going to change the front skid plate out, the stock one, to the TRD Pro, the aluminum skid plate on there, and it's got basically everything a TRD Pro 4Runner has, other than the 360 camera and the shocks, the Fox suspension. Other than that, it's got all the off-road goodies. It's got the TRD Pro wheel package, so we got those already. It's got the hood scoop. It's got the blacked out badging. So I'll show you the interior. Interior is beautiful. Start in the back, and then we can go in the front and show you all the features. But the interior has basically, I mean, even going back to the TRD Pro thing, it's got the red stitching like the TRD Pros have. It's got a nice metallic-y gloss black finish to the plastics. You got the red stitching continuing through the seats. And you see my son's got the booster seat there. There's plenty of room. You got the cup holders here in the middle. If I get in here, I have the seat set in front of me for how I drive, and you can see the back seats are very comfortable. They're angled in such a way that you're not just sitting straight up and it's not uncomfortable. I got plenty of room in here. I'm about 5'7". You got 2 USB ports down there. You got the storage behind each seat. Obviously mentioned the cup holders. And these seats recline actually too. I'm not sure how you do it actually. Oh, here we go. So if you pull this lever, you can actually recline the seat, you know, another 10, 20 degrees for the rear passengers. They can recline if they want to take a nap on a road trip. So that's nice. These fold flat. You just pull these up, pull that down, they fold flat. Came with all weather floor mats. That was an option on the sticker. They come with the carpet floor mats that say TRD Offroad 4Runner on them. I still have those brand new, by the way, if anybody's interested. Just direct message me. And I'll show you the trunk quick before we hop in the front. What I like too is you keep the key in your pocket. You can walk over to this thing, and this is what's cool about the 4Runner is you press and hold that button, and the back window will just open down. You can reach in and grab something if you need to. If I want to just grab something out of the bag, this is I coach my son's baseball team, so that's the equipment bag, and you can just grab something out of here with the window open. I have to open the whole door. Press and hold the up button, which also locks and unlocks the truck, so you can lock it from here or unlock it. Unlock the truck, right? Just walking over to it. Open the back. Plenty of storage back here. Family of 4. That's really what this truck's good for, a family of 4. You're on a road trip, you're going on a big long vacation, and you got one of those wives that packs everything but the kitchen sink. You can fit a lot of stuff back here. My wife is one of those. We go out away for 3 days, and there's 45 bags that we're taking with us. So we can fit all that stuff back here. There's plenty of room. You got the 400 watt inverter with the TRD Offroad package. 12 volt outlet as well. You got some storage here, which it passes through, drops down, and you got tie down. So if you have something back here, you need to tie it down. That's my wife's bags. You got plenty of room back there. So then you got a strap back here. You got some speakers. So you have a strap you can pull from if you're really short and you need to grab from that, or you can just grab these handles and you lower it down. But even the trim around the window, black, no chrome. And these 4Runners, the windshield wiper is kind of tucked up under there so it doesn't get all weathered, beaten, and the wiper blade doesn't get wrecked. If you're in a cold state, it doesn't get iced up and frozen to the back window. So that's a nice feature. Tow package tows 5,000 pounds, so we can use this and tow the quads if we want to, or the side-by-side someplace. But yeah, that's the outside. I'll go take you in the front of the vehicle here, show you. I just love the way the front ends of these look. The only one of the 4Runners that look different are have a different front bumpers if you get a limited. It's kind of more squared off, boxy front with the like round effects. It's not really conducive for off-road driving. I love the way the front ends look on these. So if you clicked on this video, you probably do too, because you probably like Toyotas as well. But yeah, it's just a good looking vehicle. We actually got really lucky getting this thing. We were on our way home from a car show a couple weeks ago. Going back to this, that leads me back to me kind of talking her into getting one. We come back from a car show a couple weeks ago, and for a while I've been saying, hey, let's get a 4Runner, let's get a 4Runner. And she's kind of been flirting with the idea online, but she's never sat in one, she never drove one, she's only just seen it from the outside. Her friend has one at work, but she's only been in the passenger seat. She's never really driven it and gotten and her friend's is an older one, so I don't know if the interior is any different at all, and it's also limited. So she's like, let's stop at the Toyota deal. I said, well, to be honest with you, hon, they're probably not going to have any because that you can sit in or drive, because unless they have a used one on the lot, because typically, especially a 4x4 and off-roads, they have a deposit on before they get to the dealer. That's how it's been, and you can't get them. We happened to get there, and they had a few on the lot, and as like I thought most were sold, it had sold stickers on them, except for this one. The person who had a deposit on this backed out the day before. So it literally just arrived on the truck. The person was called, and they backed out of the deal. So it was available, and as we were there looking at it, there was 2 other couples, 2 other salesmen looking at it. Walking, circling it like hawks, and I was kind of like shooing them away, like making it obvious, even though we didn't know 100% at that point that we were going to buy it. I was trying to make it like as if it was a done deal. This way they would kind of back off, because I didn't want to lose it if we were going to get it, which luckily we did. But they're hard to come by unless you have a deposit on one, and we really got lucky, stumbled upon this one being available. So it's kind of meant to be if you're the type of person that looks at things like that. And my wife got a chance to drive it. We took it on, we were no more than 200 feet down the road, and I could tell by the look on her face already. She enjoyed it. I said, you like it, huh? And she said, yeah. She's like, I think part of her deep down inside wanted to not like it, so she would just be like, okay, well, I'll just keep the Traverse for a while, and that's it. My wife's not big on making changes or Even if it's getting a new vehicle, everything makes her nervous. So I think part of her was almost deep down wanted to not like it. This way she just keep driving where she was driving, and that'd be it. But she really liked it. She likes driving trucks. She likes the feeling of driving a truck. When you're driving a other SUV like a Traverse or something in that class, even the Pathfinders now, they're not body on frame either. It's like driving a car. You know, you don't get that truck like feeling and that truck drive and that truck solid feel to it. You don't, it doesn't feel like you're sitting up high. That Traverse, you're like sitting on the floor. This has that truck feel to it, and she really liked that. She used to drive all my trucks when we were dating. I used to have big lifted monster trucks, and she would drive those. And so she likes driving a truck and having that feeling. So taking in the front, what's nice too is you have the key in your pocket. You don't got to ever take it out. Lock it by just touching the door handle, and just stick your hand in there and open the door. So power driver and passenger seat it's got, power lumbar. Again with the red stitching, the theme carries through. This is all soft touch, nice soft material. On the top of the doors, armrest, got a cubby here with the rubber in there. You got extra cup holders there. Power inverter for the back outlet. Then you have your auto high beams. And this here is a neat feature. It actually is a heated windshield wiper defroster. So you turn that on, it prevents the windshield wipers from freezing. So if you live in a cold climate, here in Arizona, we're not going to have that problem. It would have been great when we lived back in we're from New York, so it would have been great when we lived there and defrosting the car in the morning or driving in a snowstorm. But it's got the leather interior, TRD in the headrest. Interior is pretty much identical as a TRD Pro. You just don't get that. TRD Pro has another button here for the 360 view camera. You don't have that, and you don't have the Fox suspension. Other than that, I don't see anything it doesn't have that the TRD Pro has. It's got heated seats. Now this is the Toyota Softex, so it's not like true leather. Even in the new Tundras and stuff like that, the new Sequoias, it's called Softex. It's actually like a synthetic leather, so it's supposed to be more durable. And then you have your, so you have your heated seats right there. That's your switch for the rear window, so you can open it and close it from in here. USB port. The only thing, it doesn't have climate control, so you just using your AC like your traditionally old school way. You turn it on, high or low, set your temperature knob. You can't set it to like 71 degrees and keep it at 71 degrees, which is actually fine for my wife because she never used that in the Chevy anyway. She always just keeps it on or off, and she likes to recirculate to be closed all the time. So she never really used that feature in the Chevy. So it's got the built-in navigation system with HD radio. It's got live traffic updates, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. If you plug it in, it's not wireless. So then you can see there with the map. So it's got the built-in nav. It's really nice interior, super comfortable. Again, power seats, all-weather floor mats, which was also an option. Mentioned that already. So hopping in, very comfortable. You can hear even when the doors open and close. It's just solid, you know. All right, close it. You got to close it all the way, Joe. So you get it's got a solid feel to it, solid sound. So it makes you just feel like you're sitting in a quality vehicle when you're in a 4Runner. When you're in a Toyota truck in general. That's just my opinion. Again, as admittedly, I've said it a couple times. I'm a bit of a Toyota fanboy, but for good reason. They're good vehicles. So, quick little overview of the interior there. Glove box, pretty decent size. Press the button, and you got your cabin air filter back there. Easy access. Pop that door off. Swap it in and out. And center console is fairly good size. They don't give you a tray with the center console. It's a lot of vehicles they don't nowadays. You know, a lot of my trucks I've always got to buy trays. Now you'll see a wire coming off this one. There's a 12 volt down there. So I found this tray actually on Amazon, and it plugs into there. It gives you a nice long cord, so you can still take your tray out and get stuff underneath. And you can see how deep it is. She's got, you know, wipes in there and hairbrush and all kinds of lint rollers. But this tray, it's got extra USB chargers on it. So you got a USB-C and a USB, and it just plugs in down there. And so you got extra charging ports. Pretty neat. Adjustable height on the seat belts. Fancy schmancy. And then power moonroof, sunroof. So up and down, or slide it all the way open. You got your rear electronic rear diff lock. A-Track is like an off-road traction control. That's the old school off-road traction control. Toyota's had that out for a long time in the 4Runners, and the FJ's Cruisers had them. And then that's just regular stability control. You turn that on or off. And you have your garage door openers, obviously the home link, or gates. You can program up to 3 of them. And then here you got it's like off-road cruise control. You can just turn it on and set it to speed for it. So then you have your multi-terrain select. Multi-terrain select, basically you turn that on, like Ford Raptors have it. A lot of vehicles have it now. Turn it on, you can set the type of terrain you're on. So if you're driving around like loose rock or regular rock crawling, it'll adjust the traction control and how much slip it'll allow in the tires based on the terrain you're on. So you get better traction. And then again, with the locker, you can use A-Track and the multi-terrain select in conjunction with each other. How all that works 100%, I don't know yet. I haven't fiddled with that yet before. I've had the multi-terrain select before in my Tacoma, and I've had A-Track in my FJ, but I've never had them both at the same time in a vehicle, which is interesting. So I'll be interested to see how they work together. If any of you know, comment below. I'm interested in learning more about how those work in conjunction with each other. I know they do work in conjunction with each other because I've seen a video of a guy online using them both together. I thought my initial impression would be it would be one or the other, but you can use them together. So that's interesting. We'll give it it's got push button start. Fire it up. And then center gauge kind of comes alive there. It says 4Runner on it. And the stereo says Toyota. So center gauge cluster gives you a lot of info. You have your fuel mileage. So after refuel, you'll see it says, so when you, with the Toyota's vehicles, when you refill your gas tank, even if you just put like $10 in gas in it, it resets that gauge, the after refuel one. So it'll say, since you've refueled last, you're getting 19 miles per gallon, say on this one. So she got gas a few days ago. She's used about 1/4 of a tank, and she's averaging 19 miles to the gallon since the last fill up. And then that is the life of the vehicle, because it says after reset. So if you press and hold the middle button here, where it shows you right down there, press and hold, you can reset the master MPG gauge. And that I did that when we first bought it, just to kind of track how good it's getting since we got it. So we're averaging 17.3 since we bought it. This is only her first fill up. It came with a full tank and she just filled it up once. Then after, when you start it, it'll tell you how many miles per gallon. So if you're just going to the grocery store, you want to see how many miles per gallon you get, and you don't want to reset the whole thing, on your trip to work, say every day, you get to work and shut it off, it'll show you, you got X amount of miles per gallon on this trip at so many miles. So it's pretty neat. And then as you go through the screen, your tire pressure, it'll also show you your steering angle. So as you turn the wheel, it'll move. And then wherever you go here, you got your compass, and then if your navigation's on, it'll give you your directions, and your next turn off there, it'll pop up as well, outside temp. And then, so as you go through all the menu and stuff here, and you want to just get back to your home screen without, forgetting where it is, you just got to press the home button. And it'll bring you right back. I have it set to show me the miles per hour. From the factory, that is the home screen is right here, the after start MPG. It was. So I have it set to that. So center console, nice carbon fiber. You got some nice big cup holders here. These come out. Don't lose these. These actually I actually had it stuck to one of my cups one day. The first weekend out in the truck. Went to the movies. Last weekend actually went to see a movie with the kids. And I took the cup out, and we got back in the car and it was gone. And we were like, oh my God, what happened to it? And so it dawned on me that it stuck to the bottom of the cup that I took out of here. So I checked, and just happened to be right outside the door under the truck. So we didn't lose it; it was there. So we lucked out there. But so be careful with those. They do. If you have a wedge in a big cup in there, it'll stick to it, and you'll take it out, and it'll be gone. So, and then this truck, unlike most vehicles now, we have like an electronic transfer case. Still got the manual. high 2, high 4, low 4, and neutral, which is nice. You know you're in 4-wheel drive. You don't got to wait for that electronic actuator to kick in and then go bad, freeze up on you or something possibly. Just it's in or it's not. So interior is comfortable. Got plenty of leg room. The only downside of the Toyota interiors, I would say, is the steering wheel. If you're the type of person that likes the steering wheel like in your lap, and you lift it up every time and lower it every time you get in and out of the vehicle. I know people that do that. I don't. I like set it and forget it. But if you like it really, really low in your lap, so you can kind of just, hold it with your thumb, or hold it from down here. It doesn't go down that low. This is about as low as it goes, which is like even with the dash pretty much right here. So, but it's good enough for me the way I drive it, and the way my wife drives it. We don't have an issue. You can comfortably rest your arm on the top or on the armrest and hold the wheel here or up top if you like, and it's not uncomfortable at all. Passenger gets plenty of leg room as well. Back seat, plenty of leg room. It's really just a nice basic, big buttons, big knobs, easy to use, comfortable. I have zero complaints with the interior. I love it. If there's one complaint about the interior my wife has, which is kind of weird that it's left out, but she did point it out. It doesn't have auto headlights on or off. I don't know why that doesn't have that. If they only offer it on the limited edition, the limited models, it's weird to me that it doesn't have it. I agree with my wife with that, but it's not a big deal to turn your lights on. You can leave daytime running lights on, but I just leave it off typically, and then flip your headlights on. The headlights and the fog lights on this truck are very, very bright. We actually got flashed a couple times the first night driving it home. We came home from the dealer and it was dark out that night, and the people were brighting us like the lights were too bright for them. So they're just factory headlights. But that's it, man. That's an overview here quick. We do plan on, like I said, taking this thing to Moab, going up to Sedona, doing trails up there, Broken Arrow or whatever it's called up there, and just doing some overlanding adventures, family trips, exploring, getting outside, maybe eventually doing some camping. And this is the perfect vehicle, man. I just love it. I absolutely love driving this thing. It's such a nice ride. It gets good fuel mileage on the highway. 20, 21 miles per gallon on the highway. You're going to average between 19 and 21 on the freeway. If you're in a state like I am, where you're in a speed limit 75 miles an hour. If you're, somewhere like in New York where it's 55, 60, you're going to get way better gas mileage on the freeway. But obviously, you get over 70 and that kind of kills your MPGs on most vehicles. But that is it. That's the overview. That's the new rig. I hope you guys like it. If you don't, there's going to be more content coming on it. So a lot of you guys that are returning viewers, I see that because I can see that in the analytics that there's a lot of returning viewers that aren't subscribed. So if you're returning and watching a lot of my videos, I ask you, please subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it doesn't do anything negatively to you. It doesn't spam your phone. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just when you get onto YouTube, is the subscription section. That's the people you're subscribed to. So if there's certain YouTube content creators that you like to watch their videos, whenever they upload a video, like myself, if you click on subscribe button, it'll just show up in there, so you don't have to stumble upon my video by accident or by recommendation. They'll be in there. You'll know when I uploaded one. So that's all it does. So I ask if you guys are watching more than a couple of my videos, please subscribe. It really helps me out a ton. Leave a like, leave a comment below, even if it's just to say hi. If you want to say something negative, that's up to you too. I won't reply to you, but you can argue with yourself below. But I do try to reply to most comments. Most of you guys are really cool. I try to answer any questions I can. If I have the information for you, I will. And again, I appreciate all the people who have subscribed and do return and watch the videos. It's helped out tremendously. The channel's growing quite a bit recently, so we're doing good. And thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for more on this 4Runner here, and obviously we got a ton more content on the quads and the side-by-side stuff, anything off-road related I like to cover here. So smash the thumbs up button on the way out. Thanks for tuning into this video, guys, and we will see you on the next one. Ride safe.